What's going on, Jags Nation? You see at Jaguar back with GenJag.com, and this Sunday at 4:25 p.m. we have an extremely exciting matchup as the 8-4 Seahawks will come to Jacksonville to play off against the 8-4 Jaguars in what will be an electric and hopefully like a playoff atmosphere. Seahawks only come to Jacksonville once every 8 years. It might be the only time Russell Wilson ever plays in Jacksonville, so I'm really excited about this game. So let's go ahead and preview this matchup. Now, when you think of the Seahawks, the first thing that comes to mind is no longer the Legion of Boom. It is now Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson counts for about 97% of their offense's production, and he's just an absolute animal. The Seahawks, they don't have a very good offensive line. Their run game is non-existent, but Russell Wilson is, the team's leading rusher, and he also makes crazy things happen with his feet. And with him, when he scrambles, he doesn't scramble to run, he scrambles to find somebody open. And when you look at his, the Seattle Seahawks highlights on offense, a lot of them come from him improvising, running all around the field, and finding a guy deep for a completion. Now, Russell Wilson is unlike any quarterback we played this year. He's just so dangerous with his feet, and we're going to have to really find a way to contain him. Now, Telvin Smith is questionable for this Sunday's game, and if there's any regular season game that we need Russell Wilson, it's going to be, or that we need Telvin Smith, it's going to be this game, just because we need all the speed and athleticism as we need on the field, just because, the drop-off from Telvin Smith to Paul Posluszny is huge when it comes to just being able to have speed on the field. I mean, having Myles Jack and Telvin Smith out there, it's just it's a good matchup against Russell Wilson as opposed to maybe other defenses. Now, in this game, I'm not worried about Seattle's run game just because they don't have a very good run game. I'm not necessarily worried about Doug Baldwin because I think we can be able to cover him, but when it comes to other players on their offense besides Russell Wilson, I kind of worry about Jimmy Graham. I don't know if maybe Jalen Ramsey might try to cover him just because he's a really physical guy and he can cover just about anything, it seems. Or if they're going to try to maybe put Myles Jack in man coverage with him. I doubt they do that just because I feel like we're going to, a lot of times this year, our linebackers are playing a lot of zone coverage. So I don't think we're going to switch that up. I still think we're going to have a 5-man zone up in front. But it'll be interesting to see kind of how we decide to attack Jimmy Graham. Now, when it comes to Seattle's defense, they're not the same defense that they were in 2013, but they're still a really good defense. Granted, with the Legion of Boom, Cam Chancellor is out, Richard Sherman is out, and those are two huge pieces to that. But they've had some good guys back him up. Shaquille Griffin, the third-round draft pick out of UCF, filled in really nice for cornerback. He's really exceeding a lot of people's expectations. They have McDougal back there at safety, and they still have a very formidable defense. Linebackers, I mean, Bobby Wagner's probably one of the best linebackers in the NFL, definitely a top 5 linebacker. He just brings a really different skill set than a lot of linebackers had to offer. And, on their D-line, of course, they have Michael Bennett. Michael Bennett, he's been a great player for years. He's kind of fallen off a little bit, but he's still a good player. And I remember earlier this season, not this season, but back in March or April, he threw some shade at the Jaguars. He basically said how, it came out of nowhere too. He was just talking about how all NFL games are pretty much decided by one possession within 7 points. Unless you're the Jaguars, Russ, you're going to be losing by 30, 40 points, which it was just totally dumb. I don't know if the player's really going to be using that as a chip on their shoulder just because it's not like it came out this week. It came out months ago, and it's, not very fresh. But at the same time, hopefully that makes them maybe play with a little chip on their shoulder. Now, a lot of people are saying this is a statement game, and I don't believe in statement games at this point in the year, and I don't necessarily believe in any NFL. I think of statement games more in college football, kind of like Miami had a statement game when they beat Notre Dame at home, you know what I mean? Or UCF is about to have a statement game if they can go in and beat Auburn. You know what I mean? Statement games, I think they matter when it comes to politics, but The NFL is decided by mathematics. You know, the playoffs are like that. We've already proven who we are. We whooped the Steelers. We whooped the Ravens. We beat the Chargers. All those guys looking like playoff teams. I think this is just more of a measuring stick game just because even if we lose this game, we're still in our control of our own destiny when it comes to winning the AFC South. But I don't necessarily think of this as like a statement game. Maybe if you think of nationally and really care about what national people say, even though they have no control over what our team does, then it might be a statement game. But I just don't see it as that. One thing that's annoying me is a lot of Jaguar fans are like acting like, oh, they moved this game to 425 to benefit the Seahawks. Oh, the Seahawks, the NFL is conspiring against the Jaguars and trying to help the Seahawks. Cut that crap out. They did not flex it. If the Jaguars were 2-10, they're not flexing this game. They're flexing this game because I believe there's going to be two, 425 games on. And, a lot of people out there watch, Red Zone, and they're basically going to be getting that game. And I believe the other game is, Washington versus Dallas. But, yeah, I mean, they didn't flex this game as the NFL is in having some kind of conspiracy against the Jaguars. You know what I mean? They, I don't know the exact reason why, but, they didn't flex it because they're trying to benefit the Seahawks to try to take down the Jaguars. That's not how it is. But I'm really excited about this game. I'm definitely going to be at the game, and I'm just so pumped for it. The Jaguars have a chance to move on to 9-4. It's crazy, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be interesting to see how we match up against a team like the Seahawks. They're a team that we pretty much tried to copy their blueprint, at least when Gus Bradley was here, when it comes to the Leo Auto crap. But, our defense is looking like the Seattle's defense of 2013. If you look at a lot of the numbers, they are very similar to that. And it's going to be a fun atmosphere. I feel like Everbank is probably going to be packed. It's going to be loud. And as long as the Jaguars do their part and, play a close game, then I think it's going to be an absolutely electric environment. But some keys for this game is obviously to contain Russell Wilson. I think you'll see Dante Fowler out there a lot more this game, just, because he offers a lot of speed. Yannick Ngakoue, of course, is going to be out there. But, it'll be interesting to see how they decide to, stop them. A lot of people are acting like we're going to maybe do, a QB spy type of thing. But I don't necessarily believe in QB spies. Just, keep 5 guys up front in zone coverage and, just be aware of where Russell Wilson is. And another key to this game is to try to get the run game going. And to get the run game going, I think we're going to need to get the passing game going early because, I'd rather Blake Bortles be tossing the ball around in the first and second quarter and kind of get, comfortable and get the hang of it. And then hopefully, once they expect to pass a little more, we can try to, bury them in the run game. And hopefully Leonard Fournette has kind of a bounce back game. Obviously, he's clearly not at 100% anymore. He's just not taking on contact like he used to. He's not making the same cuts that he was earlier in the year, but he's still been participating at practice. And, I think he's kind of got a chip on his shoulder, and, he definitely wants to get the game back going. We need guys like Brandon Linder to play better. Hopefully, Jeremy Parnell, in his second game back from injury, he can get a little more push. And, we just need to get this run game back because, we're still technically number 1 in the NFL in rushing. But in the last couple years, we've fallen off a bit. And the way we want to win, the way Tom Coughlin, Doug Brona said they want to win, is playing a stout defense. And that's what we have, a stout defense, and also do a good run game. And right now, our run game is broken. So we need to get this thing back going so we can really make some kind of push in the playoffs. And another key to this game is I'd like to maybe make a splash play on special teams. We've seen we do all kinds of fake punts. We've had a punt return for a touchdown this year, but I like to see maybe us get maybe try to get a kick return or punt return, get some kind of way to get a touchdown in a different kind of fashion. You know what I mean? I definitely think it's going to be a 1 possession game. So definitely, help us out in some other, unique way to kind of get the ball going. So yeah, that about wraps up this video. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think the score is going to be. I'm kind of a Jags homer, so I think we're going to win. But it's kind of interesting. The Jaguars are actually favored in this game, and before the season, you would have never thought in December the Jaguars are going to be favored over the Seahawks. You know what I mean? The Seahawks, they really start playing a lot better once December hits. They're definitely later in the season kind of team that really makes their push in the playoffs. So, you know what I mean? If we can go in there and beat the Seahawks, that'd be crazy. You know what I mean? Everbank would be lit. I'd be lit, and it'd be awesome. So yeah, that about wraps it up. If you guys see me at the game, say what's up. Say go Jaguars. And yeah, this is UC at Jaguar with GenJag.com, and I'm out.